Powered by AMD 3rd Gen Ryzen processors, the ROG Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi provides first-class gaming features and style. The B550F Wi-Fi features a robust 12+2 DRMOS-teamed Power Stage VRM design with high-quality alloy chokes and durable capacitors to provide reliable power for the latest high-core count AMD CPUs. Fanless VRM and chipset heatsinks with our StatCool 3+ design keep your system running reliably under heavy load by enhancing passive cooling capacity for critical onboard components. For the best gaming connectivity, you get Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, and 2.5 gigabit LAN with Asus LAN Guard. You also get dual M.2 NVMe SSD slots, one with PCIe 4.0x4 connectivity, plus a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port and Thunderbolt 3 header. Our pre-mounted I/O shield makes installation a breeze, and with USB BIOS flashback technology, your system's firmware can be updated for next-gen CPUs using nothing more than a PSU and a USB flash drive. A pristine Supreme FX S1220A codec with DTS Sound Unbound and Sonic Studio 3 draws you deeper into the action. Communicate clearly with Asus AI noise-canceling mic technology. Asus exclusive Aura Sync RGB lighting, including 2 RGB headers plus 1 Gen 2 addressable RGB header, let you make your PC's lighting uniquely yours. ROG Strix motherboards undergo an extensive certification program to ensure the very best compatibility with the widest range of components and devices. For a smooth build process, refer to our list of guaranteed compatible components. Ascend to next gen with the ROG Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week of the XPHSL Rocket League. My name is still the same name, the name we've all come to know and love. It is Maximilian Thorvald Newman, a.k.a. Formal Casting, Max Formal. I say you should all know it, but I feel like it does change every week, actually. Perhaps some consistency should be in order in the future, but more importantly, what is in order is going to be 2 more best-of-5 series as we continue to march through this season of 2021 Rocket League. It's been the biggest one yet, with 4 conferences all doing battle within themselves in those double round robins to get themselves into the top 8, to get themselves to that knockout stage. And today, we've got a little bit of a treat as when we look towards Group B, one of the premier groups, we have the 2 teams tied for first, getting set to do battle in our very first match. And then we're going to be heading over to Group A, where we will be seeing the Lakers Legends taking on the BBC Speedy Boys. But it really does feel like we are kicking off with our main event, the Ripley Raptors versus the Marsden Makos Maroons. Fans of alliteration have to be fans of this series, not to mention fans of good Rocket League as well. It's going to be a treat as we do take a look a bit at where these teams do stand at the moment. I believe starting hopefully with Group B, but we'll just take a look at the standings overall as we can bring that one up right here. We can see that currently over in Conference B, that is Marsden Makos Maroon 4-1. The Ripley Raptors 4-1. The score differential throughout their matches, each sitting at 7. These two teams are about as dead even as you can possibly get as we continue to work our way through. Now, the top 4 teams out of this group do qualify for that conference final. So as you can see, each of them pretty safely secured at this stage. Actually, one more win would guarantee them a spot in that top 4 mathematically. So realistically, you'd expect them to get that win throughout the remaining 5 games of the season. However, why not do it now? Why not do it beating your biggest rival of the season thus far? This matchup is definitely going to be an exciting one for sure. Meanwhile, if we take a quick look at Conference A, we can have a little bit more of a breakdown for our upcoming match between the Lakers Legends and the Speedy Boys. You can sort of see right here, Lakers Legends on that cusp trying to get past OC Red. Speedy Boys playing a little bit of defense, trying to further exemplify themselves and why they belong in that top 3. It's going to be an interesting match. I'm a little bit worried about that score differential for the Lakers Legends, but we will get to that when we get to our second series of the afternoon. Now, before we do go too far into it and before we kick off the action, as per usual, I'd like to thank those wonderful sponsors who help allow competitions like this to take place. Of course, the big one, TGG, where we are casting to you live from. It is a wonderful gaming facility located at the University of Queensland. If you are within the area, or even if you're a little bit outside the area, please do make sure to come in, check it out. They have some of the most state-of-the-art racing simulators available. Now, you can't play Rocket League on them, but you can drive Formula 1 cars into walls, and that's something I personally enjoy. So, look, I don't do it intentionally. It just these things happen, okay? So please do come in and check out these sweet facilities as well. Speaking of racing, ZQ Racing Chairs. I get to sit in one every week. It is a highlight. It does wonders for my back. It has that full 180 recline that I don't get to use, and that makes me sad, at least while the cameras are on. And it is just, you know, pretty much peak performance when it comes to gaming chairs. Furthermore, all the technology here provided by the Computer Alliance, which includes ASUS, ROG, Intel, and Cooler Master. They're helping supply the technology we use to broadcast these great games for you. And this year in particular, a big thank you to EPOS, providing some of the prizing for the players participating. EPOS, we would not be able to hold an event like this without you. They've been taking an invested interest in high school esports, and it's just great to have them here and be a partner for this event. So a fantastic thank you to them, as well as all of our sponsors, as we get ready to kick this series off. It's going to be a good one for sure. Perhaps a grand final or at least a semi-final preview between 2 of the top teams in this tournament. And look, you can't have top teams without top logos as well. The Ripley Raptors, I love the PlayStation controller buttons up top right there. I'm a little disappointed we don't get a physical Raptor like Toronto, but that's okay. Marston Makos, though, they've got the full PlayStation controller. See, they do think one step ahead. They've got some sick headsets. I'm a little bit worried how waterproof that technology is. Either way, we are going to the pitch right now. The Raptors are in blue. The Makos are in orange. As we take a quick little look at these lineups on that blue side, it is going to be Invor as well as Hill Devils and Max Star 456. For the side of the Marsden Makos, we're looking at Demolitia, who's looking at Invor get that first goal, as well as Hal, as who's going to be, well, again, sort of watching from that backboard perspective as they couldn't make the save. Shot was able to go through. A very nice start, might I add, for the Ripley Raptors. And, of course, Awunga, the third member for the Marsden Makos side. Very fast goal, though, and that's going to be something I'm a little bit nervous about, although nearly a quick response coming out of Hal. Shot's a little bit high, and oh, interesting that we looked for a pass instead of a shot out of the second member right there. I thought we were going to be seeing continued attacking pressure. At the moment, the Raptors are actually content to play a little bit passive on defense. They're waiting on that backboard, looking for a gap in the offensive rotations, and well, they found it by a bit of passive play going back as well. Eventually, Awunga, though, is going to take a shot on target. Nice save by Max Star. Wasn't able to dish it out entirely to a teammate, as a bit of an overcommit on the play through the middle of the field leaves the ball in no man's land, and it does result in the Raptors abandoning the play. They have that 1-goal lead, and it looks like they are content to sit back. A bump attempt from Hal doesn't quite follow through quite the way the player would like, as Hill Devils doesn't wish to chase that ball across no man's land. Instead, it'll be Invor playing through the corner. One out by Awunga, though. Got that ball towards the net. 3 defenders in the corner, but Demolitia can't quite center it fast enough. Instead, try to play it through the corner. And something that I'm noticing from these teams, these touches are controlled, as case in point, Awunga sets up and knocks through their own double touch right there. We're going to be able to catch this one on replay. Awunga, you can see Hill Devils just stuck in the box, not expecting a double touch at all. That's going to be a tie series for the being. 1-1 at the moment, and we do apologize for the lack of game sound. It will be coming into play next game, we hope, if not next series. So, I don't like an acapella cast, I suppose. I can make car noises if you really want, but I don't think you really want that, and we're not going to do it. So, sorry to raise everyone's hopes. Not going to be the case. Hill Devils with possession of the ball, looking to take it through the corner. Pops one up, but Hal will have that read. Hill Devils still looking to shut down that corner for the time being. Runs into a bit of a challenge and will lead to a cross-up at the end of the day. Off the ceiling, ball thrown down. A nice interception from Markstar, but they couldn't stick with that play. Invor, an awkward touch, and the tighter spacing coming from the Marston Makos right now will lead to them on the attack. Hal has been constantly looking for bumps and demos every time the Marston Makos starts to get aggression moving forward, and I do kind of feel it's a matter of time before Hal either finds that key bump or leaves a lone defender exposed on the tail end. It's a high-risk strategy. It's one that I like to see in higher-level Rocket League. Haven't seen it pay off just yet, as Demolition goes for that backboard pass, isn't quite able to connect on it. All right, a little bit of a screen freeze right there. We'll get this one fixed up as fast as possible. Brief apology for that one, as we can see Demolition kind of just chilling out in the goal. Hello, everybody. Yeah, not sure what has happened right there, but the game is still being played. I can assure you of that. That was not a game crash. That was just a little bit of a tech issue, but we will be able to get back into it. Here we go. Already back into the action right now, as we'll jump straight over to it. Still a tie ball game, so we didn't miss anything. No reason to panic at all, as we see Hill Devils go for a challenge across midfield. Maxstar will be able to play on that back end. Eventually, we'll try to find a connect with someone. Invor will actually be the one dribbling. Oh, defenders bump into each other, and that almost allowed Invor to go for that solo play. They got a demo, but no follow-up through the corner in its wake. You do see an eventual challenge. Hal doing a good job on that tail end. I'm really enjoying watching Hal play. I think Hal has actually been the most exciting player to watch thus far in this game. Despite the double touch that we saw from Awuga, it's definitely been a Hal show in terms of positioning, in terms of aggression. It's been fun to watch, although Awunga definitely seems to have the golden boot, or in this case, the golden bumper, as they're going to go ahead and make it a 2-1 lead. 88 kilometers per hour, crossing up the defenders, putting it through. Nice shot, nice score. And now the Marsden Makos Maroons out in front. They've got themselves that nice 2-1 lead. They're going to be looking to hold on to it for the next 90 seconds. Winning game one is kind of like scoring the first goal in a game of Rocket League. You don't win it off of game one, but your chances greatly increase by being able to pull it off. Although it should be noted, I feel like in a lot of recent games I've been coming across, the team that's won the first game has actually not been able to maintain that momentum and have kind of started to falter. I'm curious if that's going to be the case in this, because, again, these teams are so evenly matched. I feel like every game that you win is going to be a bit of a struggle as we do hit our final minute of play. Uh-oh, that is defenders bumping into each other, and perhaps a chance for the Raptors to punish. They're a little bit slow on it, but that's the demo we've been waiting to see. However, it comes from the other side. Invor taking a page out of Hal's book, nearly opened a doorway for the equalizing goal, but instead we go back that other way. Awunga going for that solo play, wanted to find a hat trick to put game one out of reach, doesn't quite get it, and now Makastar is going to try to show their opponents how to play that aerial game. Shot did come from Invor, but too much traffic was in the way, so we don't see the goal scored just yet. Awunga pushes it out of the corner, near a Rule 1 situation, but Hill Devils couldn't quite stick on Awunga, so as we approach the final 20 seconds, a big demo Hal found Invor, and that means space going in favor for Demolition, who put one on target, saved by Invor, who did respond. But with the ball still on the blue side, Hal just killing time, going for a late touch, trying to throw attackers off balance, gets the pass to Demolition. And with that pass, it should be the game in theory. An entire pitch, it's a long way to go for a team that is down and nearly out. A double touch almost goes in as the Marsden Makos take game one. That was a very interesting game. I mean, the Marsden Makos to me looked a bit more like a complete team in that one. 2 goals scored out of Awunga. They were 2 very, very strong goals. That double touch definitely set the tone. Hal's aggression, both on offense and on defense, hunting for those demos has been big. And Demolition, just strong game sense all around, really has sort of put this team together, and they puts themselves in prime position to make a significant run moving forward. However, when you look at the Ripley Raptors, they had their moments, and you can see they like taking to the skies. They like these solo aerial plays, and they like to try and draw the defense out of the box. The thing that I'd like to see them sort of adapt moving forward is almost tighter spacing, almost making sure that they are that faster team. They get to those neutral balls a little bit quicker, because at the moment, it has been the case of tempo being controlled by this orange side. And until that gets flipped around, I do believe we are going to be seeing a Ripley Raptor squad on that back foot. Now, we will be going into our second game. A reminder, this is a best of 5. So it is going to be a bit of a tense affair, I would have to think, especially if the Ripley Raptors can't bring this one back. We've seen reverse sweeps on odd occasions. It's always such a difficult ask. So I'm kind of calling this a must-win situation right now for the blue side. If this orange team can get the win, they could be looking at putting themselves in that prime position to take a critical series and take the lead of Group B as we are underway. Hal be looking for a reset pass back. All right, a little bit tricky right there. Doesn't quite work out the way that they would like as the ball does get jammed up in the middle of the field. Awunga going to go for that solo dribble play. Has already scored 2 goals in the series, but won't be able to put this one through. Play along right now as defenders are getting caught up in position. Demolitia going to watch that one sail through. Awunga gets credit for the goal. And we're looking at a 1-0 lead. The third goal for Awunga and the Marsden Makos, who definitely have that momentum right now. It was a good setup through the corner to allow that opening goal. As we do see our next kickoff now underway. It's actually going to go in favor of Awunga and the Makos once more because Invor presses forward, can't make the read in the corner. Shot from Demolitia doesn't quite hit its mark. Ball still bouncing around no man's land. Hal going for the double touch, couldn't quite put it accurately enough. Demolitia still keeping that pressure as Hal finds yet another touch, but the defense is barely able to hold on. Those touches were dangerous, but they weren't quite accurate enough to really hit its mark as we watch Hal now once again going for that solo play. Doesn't find the double, but does find Demolitia. Shot, target saved by Mark Starr. And these saves are super critical. I think a 2-goal deficit could be super devastating for the Ripley Raptors side. Very, very devastating considering how hard goals are to come by in this series. However, there is that equalizer. Hill Devils able to just drive it up the side of the pitch right there, making defenders miss. Finds that last read against Hal and was able to tap it through. A fantastic little goal to tie this series up. Still 4 minutes to go in game number 2, and this could be a bit of a higher scoring affair than our opener at the rate that we're going. Although if Invor makes whiffs like that, it's going to be a dangerous time perhaps for the Ripley Raptors side. Hal now in the corner does get muscled away from the ball. As you can see, it's Awunga who tries that midfield control, doesn't get the second touch. Hill Devils trying to find something. Hal nearly own goals it, but now could be looking to go the other way. Gets a dunk to push the ball past midfield. And you can see that the Marsden Makos already setting themselves up. They cannot make that side read, and that's going to open a doorway for Invor, whose shot is not quite on target. Maxstar will play off that backboard. Ball gets lobbed in front of the net. Shot coming from Invor, and it's right down the middle. A 2-1 lead. The Ripley Raptors take control of the game once more. As this game is proving to be a much faster-paced game than our opener, and we can kind of see how the defenses are struggling to rack. There's been a lot of breakaways, but at the same time, a fair few missed opportunities as well. I feel like if the Marsden Makos are able to get a bit more accuracy on some of these shots and don't hit the post and backboard as much, we could have been looking at a much different game at this situation. So the pressure and the earnest, I actually feel, is still on the Raptors side. I still can make an argument that the Makos should have momentum. However, they cannot afford to make unforced errors like that nearly was how almost kind of just own goaled it right there in an attempt on the save. Comes out on top as Awunga. Oh, this backboard setup looks good. That touch looks better. And that's Awunga tying the game up at 2 apiece. Watch this one once more. I mean, that was just a great 50 on the ground. A great touch off the backboard. Awunga has scored every single goal so far for the Marsden Makos, it should be worth noting. Definitely proving to be that star player right now for this orange side, as they just continue to put on goal after goal. But now Hal wants in on the action. Good save by Hill Devils. Howells with the second touch will put it in. And it took less than 10 seconds for the lead to be taken back by the Marsden Makos. They are back out in front. Just so much attacking pressure after each and every single one of these kickoffs. It's a bit of a struggle right now because you know the Ripley Raptors, they want to be proactive. They want to get to the ball. But they're forced on the defense immediately, it feels like, after each and every kickoff. That opening possession game has been monumental towards the Marsden Makos success, yet this is what happens when they get too aggressive. A near counterattack playing through for Hill Devils. That was how they got their first goal of the game, but it's not going to be how they get their third. Halfway point of game number 2, and we're still looking at a 3-2 Marsden Mako lead. Setup coming through that corner right now. Hal looks to shut it down, but the Ball does wind up behind the attacker. A chance for a breakaway perhaps, at least until Awunga again takes that ball up high. Looking for a touch off that backboard. Nearly gets the read off of Markstar, but they're unable to find it. And you can tell Awunga wanted that. Still, Demolition looking for a pass back to the middle. Does eventually find Awunga off of the defender's clear. Leads to another challenge in the box. Ball still in the corner, and Hal has a bit of an opening. Tries to take it down low. Goes for the dunk. Can't put it through. Demolition puts a lighter touch on. It's off the post, but the follow-through makes it a 4-2 game. And for the first time in this series, the Marston Makos have a 2-goal cushion. Watch that one again. You can see Hal was just trying to get out of the way. Demolition in complete control of that setup and that goal. And with that, the Marston Makos, 2 minutes still to go in the second game. 2 goals up, looking to go 2 games up, I should say, as we approach our third one in this series. Hal from underneath. I got dunked on a little bit. Awunga's going to fall back, but pressure coming from Markastar, and you can see that the Ripley Raptors are pulling their defenders. They're looking to get a bit more aggressive. They're looking to put more pressure on that goal, but the boost isn't in Hill Devils' favor, and they wind up going underneath the ball. Now we're looking at a counterattack. No one back on defense. Markastar had to race back for it. Really did get there, but that was still a very scary situation as we see a backboard setup right now. A chance to put this game out of reach. Not going to be capitalized on just yet, but still with the ball on the blue side of the field. It's so difficult for the Ripley Raptors to climb out of this one. Ball goes in. That's the own goal. We were afraid to see. There's one every stream, though, and it's coming at a really inopportune moment. Hill Devils right there trying to clear it to the corner, just popped it in their own top right bin. Oh, that is an unfortunate one because that could be the dagger in game number 2. That could be the Makos going on to match point and forcing the reverse sweep situation for the Ripley Raptors. Bit of a heartbreak for the blue side. You hate to see it, but at the same time, it's not Oceanic Rocket League at any level unless we get own goals at some stage. It's just what we do and why I love this region. Clear across the middle. Going to be collected by Invor. As Invor now is going to look to take it back that other way. Still time on the clock. And a quick goal right here could open the door as, another near own goal. That time, though, it is pushed to the safety of the corner. Scary situation for the Makos. But with that clear, I do believe this game has now officially gone out of reach. It will be the Makos winning this one. They will be going 2-0 in this series. Even if we see a goal, we're not seeing 3. Not in 20 seconds. Not with the way how this Marston Mako side has been playing. And I am feeling so impressed right now with the Marston Makos as a whole. I mean, all 3 members have been stepping up and having these key moments. Awunga, though, definitely becoming that player to watch, as you can see, kind of having a little bit of fun at the end of this game, reversing their teammate Hal out of the picture. But this consistency we are seeing from the Makos is, I think, the biggest factor. The consistency on the kickoffs, the consistency on the attack. The only element of gameplay that I was kind of iffy on has been their ability to actually down the goals. The shot accuracy perhaps can be improved, but how critical can you be when you're still finding 5 goals overall? It tells me that this team, it's okay if they miss 1 or 2. As long as they can continue to control the tempo in the facet that they're doing, they're very much going to be A-okay. So this is good times being had by the Marston Makos Maroon. In fact, great times, especially if they can take this next game for the Ripley Raptors again. Even if they wind up dropping this next game or dropping this series, this team is still one of the stronger ones in this tournament. I mean, they're still 4-1 coming into this match. They still are a team to look out for as we get ever closer to the playoffs. So we're not going to be writing them off by any stretch. However, hopefully, if nothing else, this can start to fan the flames of revenge, light the fire, get that comeback coming through. That can be something we look at in the future. That can be something we look at now, although off this kickoff again. I don't think there's a better team in this tournament right now at kickoffs than the Marston Makos Maroon. Every single one they happen to get an advantage off of, and this time Awunga is there to turn it into a quick goal. 1-0 lead to kick off game number 3, and the Marston Makos continuing right where they left off. Fantastic stuff from this orange side as we continue along. Pressure. Oh no, what's happening to the defense? Infor makes a weak read, and somehow, someway, that doesn't lead into a goal. Shot was a little bit off target, but sloppy play all around. The Ripley Raptors defense kind of falling apart a bit at the seams right there. Very fortunate this game isn't 2-0, and now Maxstar almost takes it all the way back. Hill Devils are going to be the next player to try to find setup right now. They do get that ball into the corner, but Maxstar playing a bit further back doesn't quite make that aggressive read that I think they were looking for. Instead, Howell's going that other way, sets up the pass, sets up the shot, and Demolitia puts it in the goal. 2-0 lead, less than a minute in. The Ripley Raptors are already playing with a almost unnecessary sense of urgency and throwing it back to game number 1. I said it was going to be a matter of time before Howell finds that bump. Well, they got it right there. 2-0 lead in favor of the Marsden Makos, and we haven't seen the Ripley Raptors come back from a deficit like this thus far. Granted, in the past, there's a lot less time on the clock, so perhaps this is the game that the comeback does come through for that blue side. They're going to have to start it sooner than later, though, and that's why they're challenging in the middle of the pitch. I would rather see plays like that than passive play, but it does not pay off for the Ripley Raptors just yet. Demo in the middle of the field could set up that counterattack. Someone needs to go for it, though. Maxstar tries to have the read on Howell, who is just making everyone miss, turns it into a pinch. And I'm going to call this out again. Every single 50-50, every single challenge is just going Marsden Mako's way. And it's not as if the positioning is poor on the Ripley Raptors side. It's not as if they are playing a weak strategic game. It's just the Marsden Makos, I think, have been putting in those hard yards, that hard yakka, when it comes into training, when it comes into playing 1v1s, because every single one of these 50-50s has been another win for the Marsden Makos, as we see Awunga kind of pull off. Yeah, I can dribble as well. I'm still the best player on this pitch. We get it, mate. You're pretty good at this game, and my hat's off to you. Well, at least it would be if I wore hats. By the way, speaking of hats, you know, keep your eyes open on XP. There could be some sick, slick things in the near future. Very cool-looking hats. As we do have 3:10 still going on the clock right now. I am not subtle at all. That is what sleep deprivation can do sometimes. Getting your rest, always important, everybody. Hill Devils playing through that corner right now. Going to look for a pass back towards the middle. Runs into a bit of a challenge where the ball will slowly make its way to Invor, who's going to set up a double touch perhaps and turn into a backboard read, which turned into a backboard pass, which turned into the ball winding up at no man's land. 3 awkward touches in a row from the Ripley Raptors. Normally would be punished, and Howell was cheating deep, stealing boost away from that blue side. Just being that annoying player that Howell has been throughout. I mean, I love it as a spectator. I would hate it if I was playing on the Ripley Raptors. That style is so frustrating to play against, but it can be so effective. As you can see, Howell getting bumps on Hill Devils, nearly setting up a goal for Awunga yet again. Unfortunately, the post is going to be able to make the save, or fortunately, if you are a fan of this blue side, the Ripley Raptors still 3 goals down, just over 2 minutes remaining. Lose this game, lose this series. It is desperation time, perhaps. Now I want to see what can they do. Get back in this one, Invor. And try to dribble it across the middle, runs into a defender in Howell, who will push that one into the corner, ball being thrown back to the center of the pitch. We see Howell just sort of watch that one fall. That will set up Hill Devils, who actually almost had the read. But again, Awunga. Okay, so I would love to go back and watch that play in slow motion just to sort of highlight how intelligently Awunga played that. Awunga's initial impression, like initial way how to challenge that 50, would have been to stay back and find the second touch. That's typically how the Marsden Mako has been winning these. But Awunga pre-jumped it a little bit early. And as a response to pre-jumping early and recognizing that they were going to be getting to the ball first, hold this thought, Demolition has a chance for the goal. It's save. Okay, back to Awunga. In that position, he actually wound up throttling the boost to get underneath the ball. Because he knew Hill Devils was going to be looking for that straight on power point, like power spot on that ball, find the goal, similar to what McIntyre's just done right there to make this a 2-goal game. This is going to get interesting, and we will get back into it. But by getting underneath the ball, it actually allowed a bit easier placement for Awunga and was able to drive it away from Hillstar, which means that when Hillstar made contact, even if contact was made in that sweet spot, it was going to go to the corner regardless of where the shot intended to go. So it was just really intelligently played. As we do see a counterattack, perhaps Hill Devils is going to make that save. Final minute of this game, possibly of this series. Unless we see 2 goals go the Ripley Raptors' way. Invor wins a challenge across the middle of the field, but Awunga is already there, keeping that ball pinned back on that blue side. McIntyre tries to have that backboard read, but can't do too much with it. We get back pinned down into the corner. Invor, he gets past a defender, but where's the follow-up? Where's the backup? It's just too slow unfortunately, as the Ripley Raptors unwilling to make and take risks with their back against the wall, and that passive play may wind up costing them this series. Owunga still will hold the ball in the corner for now. Hill Devils actually loses out on a challenge. Ball falls into the box, and that will be the dagger in this one. Howell puts it through. It's a 4-1 lead for the Marston Makos, who are going to be winning this series 3-0. And again, these are the top two teams in Group B. These are the two teams to watch. And this has been a bit of a statement coming from the Marston Mako side. My goodness. For the Ripley Raptors, back to the drawing boards perhaps, because this has been a tough hill, I would have to think, for this team to swallow. Marston Makos just playing at that next level. Owunga in particular, I'm going to straight up say, would be getting the MVP of this matchup right now. I mean, did absolutely phenomenal stuff with striking the ball. Hal and Demolition, though, showing that team synergy. The Makos from top to bottom just looked like a triple threat complete team. And that's going to be, I think, a challenge for a lot of players moving forward. Absolutely. As we take a look at our final scoreline right there. Yeah, those Marston Makos Maroons. Very, very happy with that performance. They are going to be moving on. Owunga is so good, bro. Look, I have to agree with you right there. 100%. Owunga, a bit too much for their opponents to handle. But that's only game number 1 today. We still have another series right around the corner. When we return from break, we're going to be heading over to Group A to see the Lakers Legends taking on the BBC Speedy Boys in a matchup for playoff position, playoff contention perhaps for the Lakers Legends. It's not going to be a matchup you're going to want to miss, so stay with us. More HSL when we return.
I have to stop going back to you. Back to you. Back to you. Back to you. strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction. Broke my own heart this time for believing that a ghost could find a body alive that hasn't seen the other side. So don't call me, I'll find something to escape my mind. What's the cause when there's no love lost between us? So burn the letters, there's a tragedy in every ember. In every ember. In every ember. In every ember. There's a tragedy in every You are my strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction. Broke my own heart this time for believing that a ghost could find a body alive that hasn't seen the other side. So don't call me, I'll find something to escape my mind. There's a tragedy in every ember. What's the cause when
feel me now?
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our second match of the day, as it's going to be the Lakers Legends taking on the BBC Speedy Boys in a matchup with playoff implications. We may have just passed the halfway point of the season, but that doesn't mean anyone can be letting up on that gas pedal. And for teams like the Lakers Legends, a loss here could put them in a very dangerous and precarious position if their aspirations are to advance to the next stage of the event. Meanwhile, for the BBC Speedy Boys, they've already had one tough matchup against the ATC Irish Warriors. They're going to be looking for a bounce back in this game up against the Lakers Legends to further solidify their top four positioning. It's a match with everything on the line, and coming into it, the favorite has to be on the orange team. That will be the Speedy Boys. They won in their previous matchup. The big question right now is, will they be able to do it again? Players are already looking to be jumping onto the pitch, so we're going to be getting quite quickly into this matchup right well as we take one quick look at those logos. Yes, they are beautiful, very green, very blue, very nice. You know what else is green and blue? Champions Field, which is where we're headed to. Underway, game one now kicking off as we take a look at some initial pressure, not really taken by either team, actually. Eventually, it will be the Lakers Legends getting that pressure on as a return to a couple familiar names. Rothy actually back on the pitch and was part of this team when they were having successes in the past. However, for the most part, for this Lakers Legends team, it is a relatively new lineup, and they just have not been able to synergize with each other quite as well as the team would have liked. Perhaps this could be the start of their turnaround, as they are getting some good offensive pressure down right now against the Speedy Boys. Shot coming from Rothy off the backboard will not be hit. More attacks coming through. A quick run through the lineups for the Lakers Legends. We have Rothy, as previously mentioned, as well as MC Trent Cool and Didi Soy. For the side of the Speedy Boys, you've got TK Wu, as well as Atomic Alpaca and SSG Prompt. We'll probably just be calling them Prompt as they do move on. Rothy looking to get some pressure. Defenders bumping into each other. That's a lot of boost available for Alpaca, who actually stays back, doesn't use the boost, and watches as that ball rolls by. Lakers Legends strike first, a minute and 2 seconds into this opening game, as it was a bit of an awkward defensive clear, all things considered. Would have liked to see that one thrown into a corner, actually, and have a defender followed up along that corner. In theory, you would want Atomic Alpaca, the player with the full boost, as well, being the one sort of leading the charge. But they wound up sort of sitting in the box, and that wound up allowing a goal to get through. Attacking pressure coming from the Lakers Legends only does so much, as eventually the ball does get cleared back down towards the other end of the field. A little set up by TK Wu. It does run into a fair bit of traffic. Eventually, it's Rothy. Tries to create some space back that other way. Didi Soy looking to follow along the corner. Only goes so far with it. So the ball gets lobbed back towards the middle of the pitch. SSG Prompt going to chase it down to MC Trent Cool. And now we see Atomic Alpaca putting a shot on target. Double commit by the defense, but no one playing the middle of the field. And that will mean Prompt actually loses out on a challenge opening for Rothy. Shots high off of the backboard, and Prompt looks to collect underneath. Does enough to press this one forward as McTrent Cool puts an awkward touch on the ball. Does find a second, but it is challenged, and now possession taken back by the Speedy Boys, looking for that equalizing goal, but a swing and a miss across the midfield. Not going to get punished this time around. Atomic Alpaca throwing it back over to Prompt, who had a chance. The net was open, but couldn't quite get themselves behind that ball. And that's been an issue for both these teams, really. Each team kind of struggling to keep the ball in front of them. Atomic Alpaca has a chance for a shot, but the hesitation in trying to line it up results in a defender getting in the way. Lakers Legends, this could be their game at the moment. They have the lead as we pass through that halfway point, a 1-0 advantage, but it isn't going to be extended anytime soon. As we go back to the middle of the field, Rothy will throw it back across to Didi Soy. Open net, shot pressed forward, and it's off the post! That is a bit of a disaster. Prompt actually pulls off a sort of slower and easier rendition of a squishy save in order to push that one out. But I have to wonder, how was that open net missed? A bit of a wasted opportunity, perhaps, for the side of the Lakers Legends. Granted, they still have that lead, so they may be able to get away with this one yet. 2 minutes to go in our opening game. Didi Soy will control that middle of the field. Trying to throw it down. Rothy does not decide to commit. Instead, plays the patient game middle of the field where, okay, eventually McTrent is the one who goes there. Atomic Alpaca just trying to put one up. The fall through coming from SSG Prompt, who's going to look for a backboard read. Not going to be able to pull off the double touch. As again, the ball is thrown into no man's land. TK Wu going to throw it back towards the middle, but there's no defender to really pass it to. Now looking to follow this one up. A double commit by the attackers. A counter attack thrown down by the Lakers Legends. Prompt gets it off the backboard. Rothy tries to follow it up, but cannot put it straight, as we continue to see a 1-0 lead in favor of this Lakers Legends team. Speedy Boys running out of time to find the equalizer. They are back on defense at the moment as another double commit almost opens the doorway. Rothy in position to play it through the corner now. Tries to find the punish. Can only go so far with it as the ball continues to bounce off that backboard. Neither team able to maintain control for too long. Rothy has a very interesting take on that. TK Woe does not catch the pass. Going back up towards the other direction. Under a minute to go. And I'm just going to take a quick look right here. Only 3 shots taken by the Speedy Boys in 4 minutes of play. Bit of a surprise right now. Thank you, VSSV Hoon, for that subscription, by the way. So a big thank you there. As we see Didi Soy with that shot. We're looking for the shot. Wanted to make the read off the backboard. It's actually McTrent Cool who did play setup. Now back over to Rothy. Touch, shot, target saved by Prompt. But with only 30 seconds remaining, the Speedy Boys running out of time to create their own attacks. They've got to make this one count right now. Didi Soy keeps that ball held up high in the corner, but it's the Atomic Alpaca from underneath, unable to get the read. Pressure through the middle. Rothy follows it up. Doesn't get that second touch as we get one last chance perhaps for this defensive team to find a counterattack. They try to make the backboard read. Double commit by the attackers. Opens up the middle of the field, but no one is there to punish yet again as Prompt with the late flick, with the late push. It's going to go in with 1 second to go, and the Speedy Boys tie the game up. A disastrous double commit for the Lakers Legends right there. Give that game away. The middle of the field is opened, and although it wasn't the fastest counterattack, my goodness, they're able to pull this one back. And with 1 second to go, yeah, we're just going to take this one straight to overtime. Golden goal situation between these two teams in what is proving to be a much closer affair than I initially predicted. Coming into this one, I was feeling like the Speedy Boys would have a significant advantage in this matchup, but it was close as Rothy has to fall back and make a very clutch save. Near disaster straight out of the gates for the Lakers Legends. Instead, they'll take it the other way. Rothy with the solo play puts it through, and in just 17 seconds, this overtime comes to a close. PLC get themselves a big victory right there. They'll go up 1-0 in this series. And for the Speedy Boys, despite the heroic efforts, they're going to have to try to find a different way to bring this one back. Lakers Legends going to be very happy right now. 1 game into what could be an upset, but the big story for me is take a look at that shot differential. 12 shots to 5. And if you're putting in ratios like that, you're going to be winning these games. You are going to be looking very, very strong moving forward. So I'm very curious to see how BBC is going to respond. It looks like they want to play that counterattacking game, but I never saw the urgency for them to follow it through. Even with that goal scored with only 1 second remaining, it was not quite as if they were rushing to make it happen. They take their time trying to find the setups, and these hesitation moments being capitalized on. It's Rothy is a veteran player of this league. The team might not be having the success they've seen in the past. However, you know that coaching is coming through, that teamwork, that communication, and it's paying dividends. And if any team that has struggled in the first half is going to make a turnaround in the second half of this season, Lakers Legends very well could be that team. We have kicked off game number 2, however, as Rothy trying to create some space, trying to push it forward as TK Woe, though, gets past not 1 but 2 defenders. Third defender misses as well. Rothy can't make the save, and in 24 seconds, the BBC CD Boys get their first lead of the series. As we watch this one again, just TK Woe staying behind the ball for as long as possible, allowing defenders to miss, but still maintaining possession, still maintaining that tempo, is the deciding factor in setting up that goal. So the Speedy Boys they do get themselves an early lead, and now the earnest is going to be put on the Lakers Legends for the first time in this series to try and come back in this, as you see a little bit of pressure being set up initially by the Speedy Boys side. Atomic Alpaca going for that backboard pass. It's going to be read by Rothy. However, Prompt is already there attacking that backboard. Defenders doing enough to keep the attackers off balance. And now Rothy is going to look for that solo clear, grabbing that midfield boost, getting past not one but two defenders. Ball put up into the corner. Rothy's going to look for that pass back to the middle. Shot from Didi Soy. Not going to connect. And another defender has missed as well. This net is so open. And Prompt doesn't tap it through. The hesitation again hurting the Speedy Boys. If they had attacked that ball, I feel like it would have gone in. Instead, we go the other way. McTrent Cool isn't able to put that one on target, however, as we continue along. Shocker that goal did not go in. It keeps the Lakers Legends in striking position. McTrent Cool does let that one kind of get away from them right now, as Didi Soy will play along in the corner as well. Going to slow the pace down, but not look to challenge Prompt. The hesitation again just left him in no man's land, and we've been seeing this a few times in this game. Hesitation, unwillingness to realistically attack the ball, and I feel as if the team that starts to commit fully is just going to have such a massive tempo advantage in this series that they might be able to take the whole thing. As we see Rothy, what a redirect from behind. Didi Soy going up for it, gets the shot, but the save is made by Prompt. That was a fantastic piece of defensive effort right now. As we do look at this counterattack, TK Woe won't be able to get past Rothy, but it's Atomic Alpaca who has the read on the star player from the Lakers Legends side. Gets that ball to the backward. Prompt with a chance, runs it to two defenders, and a clear from McTrent Cool actually finds Rothy. Those are the defensive passes we want to see, but Rothy pushes it to the side instead of taking the shot. A little bit surprised to see that, and with McTrent Cool not making that read through the corner, it's going to lead to a counter-attacking play. That shot was a little bit wide and pushed even further to the corner. So it's not going to turn into a goal just yet. Halfway through our second game, a 1-0 lead for the Speedy Boys, who's that early goal looking to be enough to hold on in this one right now. A very low-scoring series as we see Prompt put another one towards the net. Unable to get it quite in. TK Woe looking to pass it back to Prompt for a second attempt. Again, just runs into traffic, cannot put it through. Hinch back towards the middle of the field, swinging a miss from not one but two defenders. What is going on here? Prompt actually baited one attacker forward, makes a second attacker miss, and now it's poor Didi Soy against the world. TK Woe, though, is not able to cause the goalkeeper to miss, as now Didi Soy has a chance to take a shot. Going to go for a dribble play instead. What a delicate touch as we make a tie ball game out of two swings and misses. That's going to be the Lakers Legends back in control of this game. That second touch, absolutely brilliant. Just enough power to put it through. This is a very, very tense game right now. It's not been a perfect series. That is for sure. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one, but it has been a close one. As we see Prompt unable to find a pass back to any follow-up attackers right now. Still a minute 45 remaining in the second game, and the breakaway touch! That's not what you want to see in a close game like this, as we sort of watch this one again. Just a nice read from Rothy as Prompt unable to rotate back in time. Small heartbreak for the Speedy Boys right there. There we go. Time for point number 4. And Prompt, no, misses the net on the open breakaway kickoff. Oh my goodness. These little mistakes hurting the Speedy Boys right now, as Lakers Legends, they're going to be looking to play some defense once again in the box, and TK Woe cannot muscle it through. Eventually, we get that clear from Rothy, although Atomic Alpaca still wants to push this ball back towards that backboard. Won't follow through on the setup as a gap was found. Alpaca actually kind of helping out the Speedy Boys right there. Gets the ball to their own backboard. Prompt eventually will get a nice, powerful pass forward. TK Woe already trying to play it forward. Keeps possession of the ball, but it does get taken away. 1 minute remaining. And this is a dire situation for the Speedy Boys. They need this equalizing goal, but McTrent Cool with a massive save stops the shot from TK Woo. And I'm wondering how many more opportunities is this team going to get? The demo is huge. The second touch is huger. And Didi Soy makes it a 2-goal differential. The Lakers Legends now in position to move this one to match point. We have an upset in the makings, everybody. Lakers Legends starting to show reminiscent signs of that team of old that used to win seasons of this XP League. Well, right now, they're looking to get into the playoffs, and they're making a solid argument into how they can do it. BBC Speedy Boys struggling a bit as Rothy puts another goal in. 4-1 lead, 3-goal differential. That's going to be the dagger for game number 2 as we look towards game number 3, a potential sweep from the team that has 1 win to their name, I believe. It might be 2, actually. I'm trying to remember. I think it was 2. My apologies. Either way, remember to hydrate, everybody. Drinking water, always very important if you're casting or gaming or just watching. Keep yourself hydrated. Very healthy. Dehydration, terrible, terrible thing. 30 seconds to go. 25 seconds remaining. Not like Alpaca. Desperation right now, trying to turtle themselves back. DK Woe will be the one with possession of the ball. Throwing it back to McTrent. Cool shot. Going to be pushed over towards the corner of the field. Where a demo comes in. McTrent Cool lobbing one up. Here comes DD Soy. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for this second game. The Lakers Legends, a dominant performance in game number 2. It took a while to get there, though. For the most part of that game, the BBC Speedy Boys actually had the lead. But when the floodgates opened up, well, Lakers Legends just piled it on. Fantastic performance. Rothy getting MVP right there for the team effort. And I would have to agree with that one. 2 goals for Rothy, 2 goals for DD Soy. We look to go to our third and potential final game of the afternoon right now. A little bit surprised to see the way how this series has been going, to be quite frank. I thought it would be a 2-0 at this stage, but going the other way, the Speedy Boys haven't been that speedy. They've been hesitant. They've been nervous, and it's been punished due to some of, I think, that veteran shot calling we're seeing from the Lakers Legends. And I'm hoping we get some Game 3 adjustments for the sake of the Speedy Boys, because if not, they're going to find themselves going down in a must-win series right now, as we do see some pressure off of that backboard. Swing and a miss from Rothy, but DD Soy will be able to follow it through. As Rothy looking to take it to the house, will be stopped by Prompt at the end. TK Woe gets demoed on that clear, but Atomic Alpaca already in position, and that's some of that more press-it-forward play style I want to see from this orange side. Rothy, though, still has just enough boost to get it high, but what can they do with that remaining 10? The answer is, well, I guess cross it up. That somewhat helps until TK Woe. Oh, that net looks open. It looks free. Off the post and not in. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, that is heartbreaking for the Speedy Boys. That's the 3rd time this series, I believe, that they have had an open net just not go their way. And those are the missed opportunities that will come back to haunt you in series like this. And again, unlike our earlier matchup today, these are 2 teams still vying to get into that top 4, still needing every win they can get. Well, fortunately for the Speedy Boys, Prompt will be able to get the opening goal in this one. It took a minute and 4 seconds, but eventually they do get it through. TK Woo, nice pass across the middle, and Prompt, very quick turn right there, kept the momentum, took that shot, threw it straight down the center. Speedy Boys back in this. A bit of redemption for that open net miss. However, question marks are still there as to like how that was almost allowed, really, as we see another wall roll in. Atomic Alpaca. Okay, not too sure what happened right there. The kickoff just awkwardly read by DD Soy as Alpaca put that straight on. I should not have happened. I mean, quite frank. Speedy Boys, though, for the first time in the series, have themselves a 2-goal cushion. Well, plenty of time left, but they've got to be feeling a lot more confident about themselves in this 3rd game right now. You see a swing and a miss from Alpaca, actually. Rothy unable to collect that one, and here comes McTrent Cool. Keeps that ball held up high. A waterfall down, but not on target. Still, delicate touch. Ball's falling in a dangerous spot. 2v1 is one out by the 2 defenders, but a quick center could be a dangerous shotting opportunity. As we see Atomic Alpaca slowing it down in the corner. It's Rothy. Gazes 2 defenders to sort of swing and miss, but can't get that vital next touch. And that will be a fizzling of the attack. Prompt wins the 50. Now is looking to turn back that other way. Unable to find the last-second shot, but it's Alpaca who's alone in the corner momentarily. Put a bit too much pepper on that ball. Are able to slow it down, though. Still 3 minutes left in game number 3, and it's looking better for the Speedy Boys. They finally are in control of a game in this one, and this could mean we don't get 2 3-0 sweeps, which is great for everyone watching along, I believe, because we don't want to see, 2 quick games. We do want to see some proper series be played out there as Prompt swings and misses that ball up in the air. Prompt continuing to race back, challenge middle of the field. Going to be one out actually by the blue side, and that leads to a DD Soy shot from midfield. That was a very close shave right there, but Rothy isn't going to be stopped. Let's watch this one again. Prompt throws it to the corner, but had to follow it up themselves, and that just gave Rothy the space required who with that touch underneath, a thing of beauty, and that is what Rothy can do to you still, being that driving force of the Lakers Legends to bring it back within one. Still half a game of Rocket League to be played. We are far from over in this matchup. Prompt will get that ball all the way into the corner. Dangerous spot, leads to the shot, and it leads to the goal. The Atomic Alpaca regains that 2-goal cushion when the Speedy Boys needed it the most. So any thought that momentum might be starting to go back that other way is going to be quelled with a beautiful little cross-up. And that is a promising side for BBC right now. We look to kick off our next goal. Kickoff actually going to be red on the cheat right there for the side of the Lakers Legends. Ball off that backboard, Prompt, awkward touch, and we're back within one as Rothy continuing to try to put the team on their back. Going to go ahead and get another goal in this one. Finds that demo, finds a bump, and finds the goal. Rothy just doing it all themselves, which, might I add, was the player who got the possession in their favor as well with that cheat forward. So, little things. They add up. They add up to a 2-3 deficit, but, you know, they're still adding together. Oh, no. Not like this. And no, Atomic Alpaca can't get back. Rothy gets the hat trick, but what? That was one of the most amazing own goals I think I have ever seen. I'm a little speechless after that one. A very awkward lob right there ties this game up, and the Speedy Boys, that 2-goal cushion that they had in less than 2 minutes has fallen apart. We are tied once more, and it is a must-win situation for this orange side. Perhaps they could get a goal right here. Prompt, though, is going to be stopped by Rothy on the goal line, as Rothy will also look to follow this one up across that midfield. Challenge is made momentarily, but eventually DD Soy pushes it Dell into that orange territory, but McTrent Cool cannot follow it up. Now TK Woe actually finds a waterfall into the corner, go the opposite direction. Atomic Alpaca putting one towards the net. McTrent Cool, awkward backward read, a chance for Prompt perhaps, but loses the 50 to Rothy as space is given. Still a minute and a half to go. We're going to see at least one more goal this game, and we are seeing the Speedy Boys play a lot more aggressively. Similar to what they did actually at the start of this game when they had the lead as Prompt. No! Posted! It looked like it was going in. Atomic Alpaca follows it up. Again posted, but it's the third member in TK Woe who gets it through. The Speedy Boys retake the lead as the defense just was unable to find that clear. A back and forth affair right now. 7 goals scored in game number 3. The Speedy Boys bringing themselves back in this matchup, but Rothy is that player to look out for. Has scored all 3 of the goals right now for the Lakers Legends in this game. However, back on defense does allow TK Woe to miss with that defensive touch. Ball still rolling towards the net. It's right in front of the goal, but no one's there to tap it through. As eventually we're watching Rothy go for that solo clear across the middle of the field. Wins a challenge against Prompt. TK Woe runs into traffic, and an opportunity for McTrent Cool is not quite fast enough to the ball. TK Woe now had a chance to put this one out of reach, but cannot find that touch as well. As McTrent Cool puts up another meatball, but there's no one behind him, and that's going to open the doorway for Prompt, looking to play it through the corner, read by McTrent once again. Where is the team to help out McTrent? Every single touch seems to be going their way. Finally, DD Soy gets the boost and is actually going to go for a bit of a slower play right now. Has a pass to Rothy across the middle. Going to look for it. Rothy causes the defenders the miss, and once again, we are tied. It was one of the slowest passing setup plays I have seen, and it still worked like a charm. Credit where credit is due right there. The Lakers Legends tying this back up with only half a minute remaining, and dare I say, I'm going to call the golden goal situation right now. Next goal is probably going to win this game, and if that goes to the Lakers Legends, they're going to win this series. McTrent Cool off the kickoff, finds that attacking pressure. The backward read is made by Prompt, who's going to look to chase it up, gets that next touch as well, and is going to force that defense back. Ball crossing up Rothy, who doesn't commit for it. Instead, leaves it for McTrent Cool, who does create a bit of space. 15 seconds remaining in regulation as Prompt, nearly they get behind them, is able to find a deep clear back out of the way, and now Atomic Alpaca, shot! That's in the center, saved by McTrent Cool, who pushes it up high and off the post. 3 seconds remaining. Regulation is coming down to a close. Once that ball hits the ground, we get overtime. Here we go. An opportunity for the upset if the Lakers Legends can just find that goal. Kickoff is going to be pushed to the blue side. However, BBC Speedy Boys have a chance to speed to this one. Prompt there through the corner. Ball in front of the net. Shot taken and scored. TK Woe takes us to game number 4. What a series this is turning out to be. Game number 3 delivering and then some. A real back and forth affair. Pardon me if that got picked up, but yeah. We are looking at a Game 4 situation right now. The reverse sweep still on the table for the BBC Speedy Boys. They can find those next 2 games. They're going to be right back in this one. So a lot of eyes and a lot of pressure is going to be on this orange team. But for the Lakers Legends, I mean, all 4 of those goals were scored by Isrothi. A couple of them, too, unassisted as well. In fact, 3 of them, you could say, were unassisted. And for that reason alone, I do want to see if we can get a bit more sort of pressure from the other members of the Lakers Legends side. Like, this cannot be the Rothi show if they are going to find success, not just in this series, but in future series as well. So a fair bit of pressure on this Lakers Legends team. We want to see if they can kind of put this series out right now, but for the Speedy Boys, can they use that momentum to push themselves forward as well? Well, that's what we're going to find out kicking off game number 4. We are underway. We see right here a ball is going to lead to a shot from TK. Well, off the kickoff, it's off the post, of course. Prompt, though, will follow it up, and the Speedy Boys get that opening goal, 1-0 lead for this orange side as we watch this one again off that post, not quite in. Prompt follows it up. 1-0 lead. We do continue along. I do believe we still have vision on the stream right now, so see what DD Soy can do. Off that kickoff, can't go too far with it. Eventually will be left for Rothi, who puts one on target. Going to be saved by Atomic Alpaca, who clears it back across the middle of the field and into the net. Oh boy, another 2-goal cushion established for the BBC Speedy Boys side. They're going to be quite happy with this start. I mean, we saw this last time, though, and it did sort of fall apart, so I am going to be a little bit nervous as they're going to see if they can do a better job in holding on to this lead the second time around. I can kick off as well. Really leading to too many scoring opportunities. We see what Prompt is going to be able to do. Gets that ball all the way towards the backboard. SSG Prompt now throwing it back towards the middle, but losing out on that challenge to Rothi. Eventually will be Prompt, clearing it back the other way. Rothi as well, throwing it forward. To get underneath it. As we see a cross-up, McTrent Cool have the touch that they're looking for. Eventually, DD Soy will be looking to play it out of their own box. As it's a bit of back and forth, no urgency really being established just yet by this Lakers Legends team, and Prompt nearly actually gets another goal in. And we'll eventually take it to McTrent Cool, who wait, what? What? How does that happen right there? Watching this again, McTrent Cool 1v1 against Atomic Alpaca. I mean, there's missing the play. And there was that one. Very unfortunate for Alpaca, expecting a late flick more towards the center of the goal and just winds up looking a little bit foolish. Sometimes the straight answer is the correct answer in this situation, and well done by the Lakers Legends side. And more importantly, McTrent Cool, the one who scores the goal. Kind of proving that not everything's on Rothi. In fact, it's another goal for McTrent Cool, and all of a sudden we've got a tied ball game with still 3:39 to go. As we continue along in this one right here, we can see that again. McTrent Cool just absolutely crossing up the defense. So a fantastic little play right there. Still a lot of time left on the clock, though. We'll see if the BBC Speedy Boys can sort of retake a strong possession in this game. Ball bouncing towards the net right now. Okay, whoa. Holding it there until we see a shot, but it's not going to hit its mark. Rothi tries to follow it up. Again, defense does get crossed up, but they're also able to find that clear. In fact, Prompt puts a good shot on. First, DD Soy to put it towards the corner. TK Woe, though, staying on the play. Ball off that backboard now from underneath. Prompt again putting backboard pressure, but Rothi will be able to push it through. We see TK Woe again through that corner. Can only go so far with it. Prompt looking to stay on the play, looking to stay on the ball. Now gets behind. Puts a lighter touch, ball in front of the net. Shot from Prompt is going to be stopped by defenders who are just in the way. 3 minutes remaining. High ball game. Rothi kind of drives it straight into a defender right there, but it's okay. It was spied upon as we go back and forth. The pressure slowly being mounted. What is going on with the defenses in this game? First, it was one swing and a miss, and now it is 2. Rothi's lob shot goes right over the top of both Alpaca as well as Prompt. And with that, the Lakers Legends have a lead. And if this is a lead that can be held on to, that could be the series perhaps going their way. Still, over half of the game to be played, though, so we don't want to go too far yet with these bold predictions. As the ball does make its way towards the box, will be cleared to the corner by the Alpaca. However, Rothy just keeping that pressure, moving forward, keeping the defense on the back foot. Pass towards the middle. Shot coming up from Cool. Nearly crosses up TK Woe, but the save was still made. 2:20 remaining. All across the middle of the field. DD Soy gets bumped off of it. Swing and a miss from not one but two defenders. Now DD Soy will take it up the middle of the field. Stolen away by Atomic Alpaca. As again, a bit of ping pong action, but that's a case of cheating too far forward. Prompt being forced to fall back is now going to dribble it across the middle of the field, shut down by Rothy. We look to cross everyone up once more. Eventually, it does lead to Rothy with light possession of the ball. Does put it up high into the sky. No boost, though. Only a pre-flip that doesn't make contact with the ball. It's okay, though. 100 seconds away. The Lakers legends, they're starting to get excited, I can tell. They are starting to feel the ability to pull this upset off if they can just hold on for a minute and a half. Yet TK Woe and the desperation from the Speedy Boys, I imagine, is only going to increase as we get closer and closer to the end of this one. TK Woe does do their part in helping that challenge go in favor of the orange side, but DD Soy has already put it right back to that backboard. Pass back towards Cool. That's a third defender. That's a ball behind him. Open net again, and this cannot keep happening. It does not. TK Woe finally gets that open net goal, and we are tied with just 1:07 remaining. I was almost a very grumpy caster. But fortunately, this time BBC Speedy Boys do get it through in that open net. We've been waiting to see that for a good long while now. As we approach the final minute of play, dare I say, is it another golden goal situation? Do we go to our second overtime in a row? Or can someone put it through in regulation? Again, Lakers legends looking to end this series here. Prompt back pass off the backboard is not going to be contested straight away. Rothy going for a pre-jump, but does sort of go a little bit early, and now needs to race back as TK Woe has a chance to take the lead, misses the ball, but it all works out. It's 4-3 in favor of the Speedy Boys, who take a very late lead in game number 4. Watching this one again, TK Woe, I guess, touched it. I mean, got credit for the goal. I don't know about that one, but hey, Zionic says this is how it be. This is how it be. 4-3 lead for the Speedy Boys with 40 seconds to go. Ball off that backboard right now. Pressure going to come, though, from the Lakers legends, who don't want to let another match-winning game get away from them. They've got 30 seconds to put that ball in the net. Rothy has been so clutch in the past, but this time misses it completely. It's going to be DD Soy trying to cross up the defense, but Atomic Alpaca does have that read. And we see another corner set up right now. Rothy this time looking for a double commit by the defense, but again, they do just enough to keep that ball safe. Another shot coming through, a redirect, a slow bouncing ball goes in the net, and DD Soy ties the game up with 9 seconds remaining. How does this be allowed to happen? Because that ball was going so slow. It's a 35-kilometer-per-hour goal, but with that, we might be going to yet another overtime. Oh my goodness. 9 seconds on the clock. Golden goal. And Rothy's going to look to end it right here. Goes for the reset, but doesn't quite get all 4 wheels on the ball. Follow up from Cool's too high. And now you got a counterattack potential the other way. Prompt with the dribble. It's going to be taken away by Rothy as we go to overtime. My heart was in my mouth. We nearly saw the 0-seconder for what feels like the second time in this series, if I'm not mistaken. That would have been insane. Instead, we go to another overtime. It took 17 seconds last time for the Speedy Boys to put it through. This time, well, we're already at 12, and I don't see the Speedy Boys scoring just yet, although they might on this attack right here if TK Woe is able to stay with the play. Does win the challenge against Rothy. Ball rolls towards the goal, but will push it to safety. Prompt now putting another one towards that net as well. 2 defenders go up high. None play it down low. We see another challenge from Rothy. Taking it to the corner, shot off that backboard, cross up, not quite there. Cool try and followed along. Eventually it will lead to Prompt clearing it straight down the middle of the field where Rothy will wrangle possession away. Now a pass back towards the middle, there's no one there. TK Woe just says thank you very much for that pass as Rothy's like, okay, let's try this again. I'm going to try to do something with boost this time, but can't make contact with the ball. Perhaps a little bit of nerves coming through right now for the Lakers legends. Shot by TK Woe going to be quite high. Rothy's going to keep the ball moving forward in favor of the Lakers legends. Now the Speedy Boys, Atomic Alpaca, is going to put a lobber towards the net. Winds up getting near to the backboard. Cool puts up another meatball double commit, but Prompt put one on target. Relatively easy save for Rothy as now Cool from underneath just tries to create as much distance as possible. Ping pong in overtime leads to a couple misses. McTrent had the shot, but was unable to keep it on target in this instance. TKO, though, causes 2 defenders to miss. Finds that next touch, but doesn't find the power behind it. And a defender will be able to push it to the corner. A huge demo coming from Rothy as well will alleviate some of that attacking pressure. Now Rothy with 11 boosts, trying to cause the defenders to miss, trying to stay on the play. What a touch! What a solo effort from Rothy, who now, with boost, is going to be setting himself up right in front of the net. That said, the defense will keep the ball cornered for the Speedy Boys, and that will slow the pace down. Prompt actually has a chance to go for a pinch. Not quite on target, though. It still will lead to a Speedy Boy attack through the corner. Ball in front of the net. TKO unable to get to the ball quite in time. 2 minutes into overtime, and this is looking dangerous. Atomic Alpaca still sitting in the goal, tries to make the read, but the ball was kind of off the post. Still save credited given towards that yellow Fennec, as we do continue along with Didi Soy now looking to put pressure off through that corner backboard. Double commit into the corner. A center pass right here could have been dangerous, but all 3 members of the Lakers Legends committed to that corner, and now it's McTrent alone, beaten by Prompt, and we go to a Game 5 after a 2-minute, 25-second overtime. Oh boy. Reverse sweep on the table right now for the Speedy Boys. They are continuing to put that pressure on, continue moving forward right now. As I am going to ask that we do not cut to camera as we do continue along with this matchup going on right now. It's been pretty crazy for the Speedy Boys in this one, able to come back in this series. Oh, apologies. I don't know why I'm apologizing. You didn't see what happened. In fact, nothing happened. Everything is normal. Status quo. My nose is not exploding in excitement. I can guarantee you that. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to ask, actually, can we just temporarily mute the mic for like 5-10 seconds? Production? Yeah, all right. So we're going to have a moment of silence for the clean sweep that the Lakers Legends have unfortunately lost in 2 overtimes in a row. And we are back with that one. Thank you, everybody, for putting up with that. But everything has been cleaned up now. We are good to go, ready for game number 5. Didi Soy and co for the Lakers Legends have been struggling a bit in this matchup. We'll see if the Speedy Boys are going to be able to bring it back. Looking for that quick goal straight away. Speedy Boys, they want that reverse sweep. They have that momentum. Can they pull it through? Prompt be the setup member right now. Actually got it towards the net, but was unable to quite put it in just yet. We see 4:40 remaining. I got to regain my composure. I apologize, everybody. Part of me kind of wishes the camera was on there, but at the same time, I'm very, very gracious that it wasn't. 30 seconds in, no quick goals in this one, as perhaps teams are going to play a little bit more defensively. Or McTrent is going to put a shot on target. Catching along with this one. Pass back over to Rothy. Unable to create too much pressure through that corner. As I said, we go back that other way. Going to lead to a clear across the middle of the field. McTrent able to collect, able to drive it back. Now, something that I've noticed coming from the Speedy Boys team, and I don't like how this is working. I genuinely don't, because I disagree with this style of play, and I'm going to keep the camera focused on this play right here. Atomic Alpaca has been playing dedicated goalkeep, and I would say 9 times out of 10, this strategy doesn't work. However, the pressure that's being created by the Speedy Boys attackers, in particular by Prompt, as we see right here, just with a nice solo play, putting that first goal through, has allowed the BBC Speedy Boys to actually kind of play what has been a 2v3 every time on attack. And for Atomic Alpaca, the name of the game is just don't let the ball get behind me. I'm just going to be playing a constant third member, even if that means goalkeep. And while traditionally I don't like this style, I can't argue with results, although now I can, because McTrent just put a goal through. And so we're tied back up. And now I can say, okay, stop playing goalkeep, start getting proper rotation through, because in proper rotational Rocket League, you don't need to sit a player there. You always have someone rotating through in that position. So we'll see what happens for the time being. We'll see if Atomic Alpaca is going to stick with this goalkeeper strategy. I mean, that's another argument perhaps why you shouldn't be playing goalkeeper right there as the ball gets behind him. Didi Soy puts it through, and the Lakers Legends take the lead in this series now 2-1. That was just an unforced error, unfortunately, at a really awkward time. Because I will say this, Atomic Alpaca was becoming the most consistent player, actually, on the Speedy Boys side up until that moment right there. And that's probably why this Fennec was sitting back as that last line of defense, because they were making solid contact on the ball again and again. Unfortunately, though, with that whiff, the pressure is going to be back on the Speedy Boys as they are down 1 goal, approaching the 3-minute mark in this game. Ball's going to waterfall down in a dangerous spot. McTrent Cool spiking it towards the net. It's off a defender and in. And that's going to be a 2-goal lead now for the Lakers Legends, who are starting to pull away in this deciding Game 5. There you go. Still 3:16 on the clock. Continue along. There's going to be some pressure created initially from the blue side. Don't go too far with it. Rothy, swing and a miss. McTrent Cool kind of stuck out in no man's land. Tries to follow it up, but a lot of traffic in the box will allow a cross-up for the time being. Ball again coming off that backboard leads to a pinch going the other way. Didi Soy swings and misses it. Rothy from underneath tries to shadow the ball. Does get a touch eventually, but TK Woe will take it away from them. Still McTrent Cool. This is defense through offense right now coming from the Lakers Legends. They're really trying to keep the BBC Speedy Boys on that back foot. However, haven't been able to do too much extra with it. Here our final 2.5 minutes, halfway through our deciding game, and Didi Soy almost had an opening. Good job by the Speedy Boys and subbing it out for now as Atomic Alpaca back on the attack, and this is what I've wanted to see. What can the Alpaca do? Gets the ball to the backboard. 2 defenders are there, though. They went for the pinch, and they do create some distance for Prompt. Open-ish net, not quite completely there, and I think that's why we saw a corner touch on that as opposed to the straightforward shoot. 2:08 to go. Another centered play. Swing and a miss from McTrent Cool, who has to get themselves behind it. Now it's going to be looking to dribble it forward. We got a second touch. Do we see the third? No, we go for the double. And instead, it sets up Rothy, who doesn't put it in. And with 3 defenders in the box, it's only one of them who made a touch. But that touch was enough to clear it across midfield and shut down again. McTrent Cool doing so well in the middle of the field throughout this series. And so, too, actually has been TK Woe. TK Woe's been a very nice setup player for the Speedy Boys side. Hasn't been able to be sort of that big striking goal taker, but has been playing the setup game. What an angle from McTrent Cool. Almost gets it through. A better save, though, from the Atomic Alpaca. Able to keep that one within striking distance, although with only a minute and a half remaining, you got to see some goals go through. Now TK Woe needed that, but couldn't quite put it straight on and in target. 1:15 remaining. Rothy in for the shot. Doesn't find it. TK Woe back across the middle. Shot. Didi Soy. That's a goal. That's a 3-goal cushion. And dare I say, it may be the dagger in this series as the Lakers Legends are holding on to this match. Didi Soy, the cross-up, as Prompt was in the air. If Prompt had been on the ground, possibly could have been able to jump up and make the save. However, was looking for that flip to get max speed. They just weren't able to get themselves grounded in time. A little bit of a heartbreak situation right there for the Speedy Boys as we approach our final minute. They're not going to roll over in this one. You see a backward setup. Here comes the shot. Here comes the goal. And I dare say that one might do it. McTrent Cool actually gets credit for this as it was a triple commit to put that one in. All 3 members of the Lakers Legends, they know what that goal means. It probably means the series. A 4-goal cushion with under a minute to go. I've seen this happen maybe once or twice in the history I've spent casting Rocket League, as it is a rarity. It truly, truly is. And the biggest enemy for the Speedy Boys, they got close to the reverse sweep. They took it to the edge. Just unable to pull it off when it may have mattered the most. 30 seconds to go. TK Woe going to get some pressure on the net, but not quite going to find his mark. And that will do it for this one. Yes, there's still 20 seconds on the clock, but we're going to let this one ride down for the Lakers Legends. When it mattered most, the rest of the team stepped up. It started as the Rothy show, and I guess part of it's going to finish as the Rothy show, as Rothy puts in yet another goal right here. However, what should be noted is the rest of the team stepping up as the game progressed, being able to control that middle of the pitch. We saw McTrent-Cool get those great midfield touches. We saw McTrent-Cool and Didi Soy as well find backboard opportunities, and Rothy still being the heart and soul of this team. I feel like definitely a player to play around, and despite the efforts from Atomic Alpaca, from Prom, who may have been the best mechanical player on the pitch, it just was not going to be enough. That's going to be game, set, and match going to the Lakers Legends. They take the series out 3-2, and they keep their playoff hopes alive. This Conference A, I think, is going to come down to that last week. It's definitely going to be something we're going to want to track and take note of as we move along. That said, it's going to be a good car selection, by the way, XP Esports 7. This is what you want right there. You want that dominance. But no, it's definitely going to be a great victory for the Lakers Legends for sure. I mean, they need it. And they're going to need a few more wins as well. Like, they're definitely not in the position that they wanted to be at this stage of the season. But this is a good forward step for a team that has had a history of success. So our eyes, our hopes, our prayers perhaps could be with them to bring it back. But for the BBC Speedy Boys, consistency has been the thing lacking from them, because it feels like every time we get to catch this team on stream, they kind of give us a different look. Although one thing has remained consistent for them, and that has been, unfortunately, the inconsistency of the playstyle within games. Yes, they like to mix it up, and typically I think that's a good thing, but in this series in particular, it felt like when they had a good thing, it didn't keep working for them, and they just weren't able to make the correct adjustments in time. A little bit unfortunate for the Speedy Boys. Hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. Both of these teams do still have another game today. Speedy Boys are going to be taking on TC Red as the Lakers Legends go up against OC Red. So those red teams coming out. These will be happening off stream, however, as our broadcast for today will be coming to its close. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in once again here at the XPHSL League. And fret not, there's still going to be more games coming at you next week. The regular season's going to keep on keeping on as we get ever closer to those playoffs, which are going to be exciting to watch. So, until next week, we'll be looking to see you guys out there on the Rift. I have been Formal Casting. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you all out there on the pitch.
Welcome back, John. Same room?
You look even worse than the last time.
Hard finding the time to do anything for myself. With my job and kids, you know.
I sure do. We hear that a lot.